Very well then. I'm only too happy to put your doubts to rest.
Welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about Loyal Subjects, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dark Leonardo. And now this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I was able to get this guy off of Big Bad Toy Store. So if you're looking to get this figure, you can get him off of Big Bad Toy Store. I don't know if he's still up there or not, but I do know that they were doing this 20th anniversary thing where you can pick this guy up. If you weren't able to get him at San Diego Comic-Con, you can definitely get him off of BBTS. That much I know. Now, taking a look at the box, it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dark Leonardo, Battle Ready. It says down here, this is comes with a collector's edition card. And then on the side, we have beautiful artwork of Leonardo here. And then on the other side, some more beautiful artwork of Leonardo on this side as well. Now this Leonardo is from the IDW comics. So yeah, and then here is some other promotional stuff on the back. Let me bring it in. I don't know if you guys can see that or not with the glare, so I do apologize. But right there, there's a little bit of a bio. I don't know if you can read that or not, but if you want to pause it, you can take a look at it. And yeah, so let's get this guy out of this box and let's talk about Dark Leonardo. So now that we have Leonardo out of the package, let's take a look at this guy. Let's talk about this guy for a minute. So this guy here in the actual story, and I'm trying not to do any spoilers if you have never read this story, but Leonardo ends up going over to Shredder's side and working for the Shredder. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but the fact of the matter is that, yeah, that's what happens. So Leonardo becoming an agent of the Shredder is definitely something that you would never expect. So if you haven't read this story, definitely go read the story. I would love to go into more detail and talk about it a little bit more, but I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. So with that being said, let's take a look at Leonardo. And the way he looks is absolutely beautiful. Now, this is the head sculpt that comes on him when he's in the package. He does have an alternate head, which we will take a look at, and the bandana does come off of the figure. So this does it just pegs into the peg hole in the back of his head, which is actually quite nice because that way, if you want to put him back in the package, it's not going to ruin the bandana. And you can turn it with whatever way you want to get that effect of either it flowing in the wind or laying, however the case. Beautiful red scarf going around his armor. The sash coming along the side here with the throwing stars, reminiscent of Storm Shadow, if you ask me. That's just my personal opinion. His arm wraps, his elbow pads, and then also his wraps on his hands with this metal going across, which is nice. Coming down to his pouches here on the belt, he has a couple other loops here for holding some other weapons. Other arm, we have the foot insignia here on the actual shoulder, going down to the metal part of his forearm to his wrist to give him the blades that Shredder has, and then more hand wraps on his fists. Then you have part of his shell down here, and then you have down to his legs, his knee pads, his leg wraps, and his feet wrapped. Everything looks really, really nice. Now, on the back of him, we have some smoke bombs here, a little bit of red, and some more red with some more smoke bombs. And of course, right here where he would have his katanas on the back here. So it's pretty unique the way they did this here because one's going to go this way and one's going to go across on the figure. So that's cool. And I love the texture of the carapin on the back. They did a fabulous job with that. There's no doubt about it. No doubt whatsoever. And if you actually take a look, he has 3 claw marks going on the back of his shell right here. I don't know if that's coming through on camera. And then it looks like he has a couple more over here by the harness here. And then, of course, you actually have the texture of the skin, which I think they did a fabulous, fabulous job. Now, once again, this is the IDW comic book look. So this is why Leonardo looks the way that he does in the face here. So, yeah, I mean, there's other Loyal Subject Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures out there. I don't have any. This is my one and only because I always wanted a Dark Leonardo. And yes, I know he's not going to fit with my NECA collection, but he will fit in with my 1/12 scale figures that I have, like G.I. Joe or whatever the case else I have in there, some obscure ninjas or whatever the case, I can have him go up against, whatever the case. Now his articulation, he's very stiff. Now I took him out of the box. I have not really messed with him, but he has, you know, his shoulder articulation here there, and he has a bit of a butterfly hinge in that shoulder, which is nice to get that to move. But he's very stiff, so you want to warm him up. And the other thing I want to point out is look at the inside of the shell right there. Beautiful, beautiful work. Now it looks like he has some sort of articulation in here, but he doesn't move. He's pretty solid, either that or he's stuck. But whatever the case is, you have a bicep swivel, and then you have double jointed elbows, which this one here is kind of seized up, so I'm gonna have to warm that up. And then of course his wrist swivel. His wrist does not bend up and down. Of course, this is a fist. He does come with some other alternate hands. So yeah, I would warm him up just a little bit, just so you don't end up breaking him. And as far as leg sculpt, his legs can move out this far. He does have a thigh swivel here, double jointed knees, which they do bend just fine. Pretty good for having, you know, for the more than most figures anyway. Not to go over all the articulation, but he does have great ankle rocker, and of course his foot can pivot that far back and that far forward. He does not have a toe hinge, so it's therefore you don't have that in the articulation, so that's that. Now, with that being said, I just wanted to go over that articulation with him because of the simple fact that, like I said, he is a bit stiff in certain areas where you might want to warm him up. Now, looking on this side, with the shoulder pauldron here, it doesn't get in the way, so you can move him. But as you can see, the articulation here on this side of him, I guess it does move a little bit, but it does not turn. And of course, it's not going to give you the ab crunch or anything like that. So he's going to have limited articulation when it comes to however you want to pose him. Are you going to get him to some deep dynamic poses? Probably not. But is he a great figure to have? Absolutely. Especially if you're a Turtles fan, and even if you're not, you just want to have this guy come in and just start kicking some butt, or put him on the shelf with whatever team you want to put him on. That's just fine. So now let's take a look at the not his articulation, I apologize. Let's take a look at the accessories that this guy comes with. He doesn't come with tons of stuff, but he does come with a few things. So let's talk about them. Now, talking about Leonardo's alternate hands, as you can see, these hands here actually will hold his weapons. And of course, now the claws are in here, inside his gauntlet that he has here on his forearm. So you just swap that out with the alternate hand. But yes, these are the hands that will hold his katanas or whatever weapon you want him to hold. Next, we have Leonardo's katanas, and as you can see here, both sheaths, they have the little nubs on them, and of course the hilts. Now, this hilt is not as shiny as this one. I don't know if they meant for that to be done that way on purpose, or that's just the way the light's hitting it. I don't know, but they're very well done. Now, I'm trying to get it to focus here. Wish that it would. But yeah, they're very nice, and of course, the swords are all silver. Just pull them out, and there you go. But this is actually really nice. They're not bent. They're actually quite sturdy. The blades are painted, so everything looks pretty good as far as the way these swords are done. So very well and very nicely done. I want to talk about Leonardo's alternate head sculpt, and that is absolutely beautiful. And look, they even put the little nostrils on him right there. He's got that little bit of a frowny face, but I mean, wow. And look at the detail, all the little dots on his head, you know, all the little detail that's there. I mean, just absolutely fabulous. Just fabulous. Look at that. I mean, that's just a great looking figure right there, and what they've done with that different head sculpts. Absolutely fabulous. Next up on the accessories list, we have his little Shoto blades, or daggers, whatever you want to call them. Now, they come in kind of the same sheaths that the katanas do, and there you go. Then you have them, they pull right out. Nicely done, beautifully done. I mean, you can't go wrong with these whatsoever. I mean, they're completely painted. They look good. They did a wonderful job with this figure. All right, so you also get this collectible card in the box, And it has a little bio right here for Leonardo. I don't know if you can see that, but if you want to pause it, you can take a look at it and read it. Mine was bent on the corner when it came in the box. Oh well. But that's cool that they threw that in there. And not just that, but you get this fancy sticker with it as well. So that's all of his accessories that he comes with. So let's get into some comparisons. All right, now I know I said I was gonna get ready to do some comparisons, but really quick, and I almost forgot to do this and I apologize. I just want to show him off with all his weapons on him. So you can see him here with the weapons on the side, and you can see him with his weapons on his back. So everything fits on him and he looks good. So anyway, now let's get into some comparisons. Here's how Dark Leonardo compares to Zero from One Piece. Here's how Dark Leonardo compares to Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe Classified. And here's how Dark Leonardo compares to the NECA's Karai as the Shredder and NECA's The Last Ronin Battle Damage. All right, so that's how he compares to some of the figures, and as you can see, he is small, but this is Loyal Subjects, so it's not NECA, it's not, you know, in the same wheelhouse, but he will fit into a couple other different lines if that's where you want him to go. Will he fit with your NECA figures? He's gonna be a little bit too small for that if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. You do what you want with him. So guys, with that being said, this is my review on the Dark Leonardo by Loyal Subjects. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Always hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip.